We're live.
All right, guys, welcome to episode 7 of Roll with the Fox, season 6. What's up, MJ? So, guys, we have a big topic. As you know, the live questions precede any sort of big topic we have. But the big topic we have is sort of sweeps versus submissions that turn into sweeps. Jonathan Dempster from Quebec City sent me a question, and I think his was more specific, but I think it's better to address on a broader scale, sort of how do you attack from your own guard. It's a topic near and dear to me, and I think it deserves like a good comprehensive answer, and then we can go into the details. So again, guys, start asking live questions. I will put this topic on the shelf if you guys have other questions. So when you have somebody in your guard, right? A lot of times, especially in the early days, we learn, okay, what we're gonna do is attack from the guard. Yeah, there's some submissions, but we attack from the guard. Basically, we sweep from the guard, get on top side control, get top mount, and then we finish. So for example, we have the scissors, right? This is one of them, it's a good one. It works well, and all of these work gi or no gi. Well, this one not so much. Another one is spider guard, right? So basically I start to, you can see this is not easy, guys. And that's exactly what I'm gonna talk about. Right? Now, let's add one more, which is also a pretty favorite one, is a butterfly sweep. And again, as I'm sweeping, John is trying to stay up. And some of these are fairly difficult, right? So those are just basically sweeps. There's a whole slew of others. It requires timing. If you have good timing, if the guy's off balance, if you off balance somebody and you have good timing, another one is stomp sweep. There's just a huge variety of different sweeps, using the lapel. But for me, one of the best sweeps is this. So I attack, yeah. To me, this is effortless. Not just, so when I threaten a submission and he does manage to escape it, they sweep themselves. I don't have to use like effort and power. Literally that threat of submission pain forces them to either sweep themselves or tap. And you can see the position that I just landed in. Another one is sort of udegatame. And again, this is either a quick submission or John rolls a little bit unorthodox, where I'm winding up in top side control mount, but we're still with a submission. So generally speaking, between those two topics, I prefer the threat of submission. We already have a question? Okay. So we will pick it up after the question, but understand that the threat of submission, it has to be serious enough that he has to react to it. Generally speaking, those sweeps tend to be physically a lot easier, but they're a lot more technical, meaning that it requires a greater knowledge and understanding of BJJ. Therefore, it takes longer to get to them, but once you do, sweeping becomes easy. What do we have?
Well, first we have a lot of good mornings from Raji.
Raji, how you doing?
Ensberg, GM Baseball, Adolfo. Everyone's
What's up,
saying good
guys?
morning. Second, we had from Ensberg, the first question. How do you deal with a partner that plays a cagey game and disengages and breaks grips immediately when you try to get a hold of them? I tend to give them some positional advantage to force engagement, but I feel this is risky.
Yeah, it's not good. Now, so are you talking about from the bottom?
But I would believe so.
I'm assuming from the bottom.
Yeah.
From bottom guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder with no gi. With the gi, it's a little bit easier because the gi allows you to get very strong grips. Yeah, you don't want to be. I'm not a fan of the guy just stand up, jump back away a little bit, play cage. I'm not a fan of this, guys. You know, the guys that play this game? Yeah, people do it in tournaments. You'd be surprised people that they win with this. Because I'll put my shit on your neck. So it's not a good game. It works at sort of, it works even at a high level. I've seen black belts do it, but if you take a very good black belt and an elite black belt, literally I've seen this, and I've actually had a talk with the guy, before, you know, months before that. I said, man, you know, when you get a high level black belt, and the guy just mounted him and just held him there for the whole match. It was like 10-15 minutes, just he could not get out. So the point is, like, if there's a good enough skill for the top guy, they'll punish you for it. So I don't recommend developing that. I think it's better to try to develop sort of the gripping skills. If you remember the episode few weeks back, the blueprint for attacking from open guard, I think review that again, because that's going to be your answer. I believe there's a lot of detail in the app on that. I'm not quite sure how much detail we had on the YouTube episode, but basically the idea is, again, if the guard is close, it's easy. You can get your grips, and it's harder for the guy to escape, especially with the gi. But if the guy is cagey and with, you know, moving away, you know, with the gi, I can get decent grips. Okay, from here he has no choice but to engage. Now I'm going to start to attack. So we talked about from an open guard. So right now John is not giving me the legs, right? So we talked about if he's standing over you, kind of upright, you go into the come closer a little bit. Yeah. If he's here, you know, we start to attack the legs, off balancing, so forth, and then we can switch or go into the legs. If he's basically really, you know, giving you, you know, just, we can always attack the head and then attack the arm. With the gi, we can attack the gi. So if he's giving you the upper body, like really, not the arms, but the upper body, we can go to the collar or go to the head, right? All I need to do is off balance him, and now we have engagement. So if he's giving you the hands, if his hands come on, yeah, now we're going into the arms. That's okay, I have engagement, okay? The last one, so if he's giving you absolutely nothing, and this is where the butt scooting is, you know, I just off balance it. I just slide it off balance, and now you have some engagement. So basically, you attack the head of the collar, the arms, the legs, or his balance, depending on what he's giving you. Balance is if he's really not giving you a whole lot, but he's within range. Now, if he's outside range, like he's just refusing, then I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna go in. Because now, you know, and if you just, now he has to, so now we're gonna play, you know, wrestling game. You know, we're gonna go, but I'm comfortable being taken down. I just need that engagement. Now, if he just runs, then I'm literally gonna run him off the mats. Just run him off the mats, and they say, you know, get the hell out of here. If you wanna run, go join the track and field team. So at some point it becomes kind of ridiculous where the guy refuses. If you're in competition and they run, the referee needs to warn them. You need to engage, otherwise what are you doing here? But, so basically there's almost like steps of escalation. So, if I'm on the ground, I will, generally speaking, attack what he's giving me. If he's giving me upper body, I'll go to the collar or the head, right? And then I'll see what else is available. If he's not giving me, now right now he's giving me off balance. So it's not a whole, yeah, sometimes this happens, but if he stumbles, now he has to kind of get himself upright. So if he's standing like really close, I'm going into the legs, right? Now, if he go back, if his hands get deployed, now I'm attacking the arms and go from here. Again, if he stands up, if If he's really giving you absolutely nothing, he's not even in range, I'm going to stand up and let's go. Any of your runs, just stand. If it's in class, say, dude, you're in the wrong place. Track and field.
We had another question. We are running out of time.
How does this happen?
Goes by fast, but we did have a question from Piotr's.
Piotr.
Yes.
Zawadzki.
Yes.
From UK. Hi, Piotr. Long-term viewer from days past from COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, he just wanted your advice regarding training and the mentality. So he says, coming back to competing after a couple of years and struggling with mindset change between regular training and competition. Any advice? I tried to increase the pace in training for the last 2 months, but my cardio is gone after a few rounds going crazy like that. 2 weeks left to clash with the other black belts.
Yeah, that's a loaded question. So, guys, if you're training for competition, you need to, cardio is because, there's so many different factors. You need to have the right strategy. For example, you know, if your takedowns suck, you want to pull guard. Again, if the guy takes you down, don't get up. For example, I've seen that time and time again, you know, in tournaments where the guy has no takedowns and he gets taken down, and instead of staying down, pops back up, and the guy, you know, racks up 5 takedowns. Strategy and tactics, and you gotta watch the time. You know, some guys at the high level, they play the referee. You know, that's managing the referee becomes, that becomes a skill in itself. But let's kind of make it a little bit more fundamental as far as endurance. You want to have good endurance. Now, there's different ways to build up endurance. One is to sort of add a supplemental sort of endurance kind of cardio building exercise, for example, running, although I'm not a fan because it really, you know, when you run, especially on pavement, your knees, your lower back starts to feel it. Sprints uphill, that's good. That will help you. You don't have a lot of time. 2 weeks is not enough to build your endurance a whole lot. I think the key is, you know, one of the things that in competition, once the adrenaline starts to go, to pump, then you know, you tend to lose, you know, your endurance very quickly. So, you know, the more you relax, the more experience you have, the easier it becomes, even though you'll still be nervous, but now you kind of are more used to the process. You know, the biggest thing in competition is make the guy play your game, whatever it is. If you can make that guy play your game, you will win. So I would, you know, again, another way, and this is what I probably advocate for competition team. A lot of people, you know, when they do competition, they do, you know, they just do rounds. You know, if you're doing it, treating it like an open mat, it doesn't matter. It's not really competition training. What you need to do is do like a lot of drills. If you look at the high level guys, that how they train for competition, they just do guard pass, left to right, switch direction, left to right, you know, 100 times. You'll be gassed. You may not be able to do 100. You may be able to do 30. So, you know, that's another way to build endurance. But again, as I said, I don't think you have a lot of time between now and then, because the last week tapering off, so you got 10 days. I would kind of try to focus on sort of more specific training, especially, so, you know, start standing and, you know, play a couple of scenarios, play around with a couple of scenarios. You want to pull, you want to take down. Again, and a lot of times it depends on the opponent. If you see a guy that's, you know, judo black belt in your division, you know, then you know, pulling is probably a good strategy. You know, if you have good takedowns, good judo, and the other guy doesn't, then make sure that if he's going to pull, either back away, so he has to be stood up again, or basically if he pulls, make sure he touches legs, so that way you get the points. So I think I would try to focus more on that, is to make sure that you kind of are geared towards imposing what's going to help your game and for you to score. Because once the guy's down, they have to start opening their game, and a lot of times people make mistakes in that. The other thing is, one thing I would want to advise you too, if you're down, Do not wait for the last 30 seconds to pull something out of your, just like get a submission. It's too late. If you're down, you need to start opening your game. If you're gonna lose 10-0, it's the same as 5-0. It doesn't matter. So start a lot earlier. For black belt matches like IBJJF 10-minute matches, 3 minutes left. That's time to, if you're down on points, that's the time to open things up. If you're sort of shorter masters matches, 1.5 minutes minimum. Start to open things up. Just start to go, move, because that's the only way, the guy's backing away, he gets worn. Once you do 30 seconds, if you're down on points and he's backing away, the ref will warn him and time runs out and you're still down. Okay, so that'd be the advice I'm giving you. And just like that, we're out of time, guys. We're going over to the app. So guys, if you're a subscriber, thank you very much. Now we're on Google as well as Apple. What's it called? Yeah, Apple. We've been on Apple for a while. Go over to the app, guys. Start asking, same format. Start asking questions. We're going to return to the big topic.